Hi, my name is Joe. Welcome to another edition of Joe's Technology. Today I'm uploading videos to YouTube. I've taken a break from my technology channel and now I'm back, and inspiration has bitten me, and it bit me really hard. So I'm uploading all this stuff. The problem is that I'm doing it on my main workstation. I had some other computers I was planning on utilizing for this purpose, but they weren't really built for transcoding. They had problems where they didn't have enough space. I used SSDs and other stuff in them, which are great for little workstations, not so great for a transcoding computer. It's a space issue. So it's time to build a new computer, and this time, unlike some of my other builds that emphasize speed, power, and all kinds of other crazy stuff, this is designed to be a dirt cheap PC that sits in the corner and does what it's told, and nobody bothers it. And it should also make just a fine workstation for surfing the web, doing Facebook, YouTube, whatever, you know. The only thing it's not going to be a very good thing is a home theater PC. I read some reviews where the processor that I selected not so great with 1080p playback, so FYI. If you like this build and you love how cheap it is, all you have to do is change to a more powerful processor, and it probably could be a home theater PC, if you don't mind its size. So here, let's go over to PC Part Picker and put it together. Like I said, this build, I didn't expect that I was going to be building this computer. So I'm going to try to make it a cheap computer, as cheap as possible. And although I've seen a lot of cases where I wanted to use Intel CPUs, and they are good, AMD rules the cheap market. In fact, this processor here is the one that I've selected, the AMD 3850. Look at this, 1.3 gigahertz of power. I know, be still your heart. Such blinding speed. But here's the interesting part, 4 cores. 4 cores for $35 and 25 watts of heat to dissipate. Nah, I could deal with that. I could deal with that. $35 for a CPU with 4 cores, especially since it's going to sit in the corner and transcode video. The video transcoding program will take advantage of all those cores. So if you have an application that is multi-core aware, and most of them are these days, and will take advantage of them, this would be fantastic for, you know, a little application to sit in the corner and just do silly things. And when it's at idle, it's not going to use a lot of power. Now, because it doesn't use or generate a lot of heat to dissipate, we don't even have to buy a CPU cooler. It's going to come with one from the manufacturer. And for once, we're just going to use the CPU cooler that comes with the CPU. Again, you know, be still your heart. I'm sure you're shocked. You've probably never seen a video where I've done that. Well, this CPU you can. So it should be able to sit there and just crunch videos day and night and be happy as a clam with its silly little, you know, vendor-provided CPU cooler. Now here's the benefit about PC Part Picker, and this is another reason why I love this site. I don't know if I mentioned it before. When you're looking up parts on, you know, say some random vendor's website, it's up to you to choose whatever you think might be compatible. But PC Part Picker will help you and filter things that it knows are compatible with what you've chosen. And it'll even warn you if you pick things that are not compatible. They're not the ones selling you the stuff. So they don't have to just get you to buy it and then worry about whether it was compatible later. Actually, some sites don't even care. I won't mention any names, but you may see some other videos where I go to a website and I point out the fine print that says these combos are at your own risk. We don't even guarantee they're compatible, but thanks for the money. Bad business practice, guys. Come on, don't do that. Well, PC Part Picker is only here for information, and so they provide links to all the different vendors, doesn't matter who they are. So here, since I've chosen an AM1 socketed processor, notice we have a big list, and whoop, it gets filtered, and it only shows me the AM1 socketed motherboards. Perfect. This is great for a new builder who is not sure that they're buying the right stuff. Well, in this case, again, these are all good brands. I'm going to go with the one that I love the most, Gigabyte. And in fact, here, let's take a look. The Gigabyte GA-AM1M S2P. Don't you just love these vendor names? Sure, we have all the technical details here, but pictures are better. So, let's see if this comes in at any decent rate. Keep in mind I'm uploading a whole bunch of videos, so another reason why my evil ISP hates me. It's a love-hate relationship. They like to take my money. They hate the fact that I probably get more mileage out of my internet connection than most of their, maybe 20 of their other customers combined. Think of how many gigabytes I send to YouTube. I'm sure my ISP really hates me. Now, this board is interesting. When was the last time you saw a parallel port on a motherboard? Oh, yes. This board is designed to support legacy equipment. Notice it has a broken out PS2 mouse and keyboard port instead of that combined nonsense. You know, I actually have these. They're laid in my closet. I couldn't bring myself to throw them away because they still worked. But I couldn't give them away. Nobody wanted them. So now I'll just plug it into the transcoding computer, and it can sit in the corner. They don't have to be pretty. They can be all dirty and sticky, and as long as it works. I'll give the transcoding computer its orders every once in a while as it fills up with videos. That's the other benefit. My main workstation will capture videos. It captures them in raw format. The drive fills up, and then I have to say, time out. Got to stop what I'm doing. No more space to record. That is a bummer. So this thing will have a little share, and I'll just dump things to it over the network constantly as I'm generating videos. It'll transcode and pump them to YouTube, so that I don't have that problem. I should never have to stop the action in order to make more drive space. It's ridiculous. Plus, it can sit there and transcode without eating up CPU cycles. I've actually, this is embarrassing, but I've had videos where I'm transcoding, I'm recording, and I'm uploading video all at the same time. I mean, that's a testament to the workstation that I built for myself, so I don't mean to brag. But that's not what I intended. Plus, you know, I get all these horrible thermal alarms where the CPU is like, dude, you are killing me! You're killing me! So that's what this machine will do. It'll take that heat off of my main workstation. Alright, so we only have a VGA port. Like I said, this board is designed for legacy stuff, but that's okay. I've got VGA monitors laying around here too. Wow, I was cleaning out a closet. I found a cathode ray tube monitor. Kids, if you haven't, if you don't remember anything but LCDs, in the bad old days, they used to make monitors out of glass. This thing's 50 pounds. Well, now it goes to the transcoding computer. So the transcoding computer is going to look like $1 million, you know, with a gigantic 21-inch monitor and PS2 keyboard. At least I'll get some use out of it. Yeah, the computer is going to use less power than that monitor does. I'll keep the monitor off most of the time. We have USB 3.0 and 2.0 ports. It has a standard gigabit LAN and integrated audio. I'll use the video that's integrated into the CPU. The motherboard does feature expansion ports. We've got both PCI 1 Express and PCI 2 Express. However, I have no intention of populating them at all, since everything I need is on the board or within the CPU. I just needed to transcode those videos. The only whammy, unfortunately, is that there's only 2 SATA ports. That's it. So I've only got 2 SATA ports to plug-in drives, so we're not going to waste a SATA port on something like a optical drive with this computer. These are solely going to be for spindle drives. And originally I'm just going to stick in one. I'll kind of play it by ear. If it turns out that that one drive fills up too quickly and it can't crunch the data fast enough and I'm making too many videos, I'll add another drive and probably a bigger one. And as you can see, we only have 2 memory slots. It'll take DDR3 1600 RAM, but I'm just going to put in 1333. It's a slow processor, it's going to sit in the corner, it's going to crunch videos. It does not need super fast RAM. So I'm going to go with the cheapest I can get and just give it the minimum. The AM1 socket is kind of funny. Notice there's only 2 screw holes on the motherboard for the CPU fan, so this will look a little strange when we put it together. I'll have videos that I'll upload. As these parts arrive, I'll unbox them all individually so you can see what comes in the box if you're curious about maybe trying out this configuration, or if you're just interested to see what these vendors include with their packages. And then I'll have some videos where I assemble this thing and then program it. So yeah, that one looks just fine, so I'll say add to parts list. So we now have our CPU, our motherboard. We don't need to buy a CPU cooler because it's not going to get hot enough. So here we'll go for our memory. Again, these are all good brands. And by the way, my channel has no sponsors. I'm not being paid to say this. It's just I'm spending my own money. So I'm going to stick with the brand that hasn't bitten me yet. No DOAs. Knock on wood. So I'll just stick with Corsair memory, and so here we'll sort by price. And in my case, I'm thinking of putting 4 gigabytes of RAM into this system. So there'll be 2 sticks of 2 gigabytes. So here, let's take a look. So we say 2 gigabytes, but it should be 2 by 2. Here we go, 2 by 2. And remember, we were saying we're going to make them 1333 on the speed. That's a 240 pin DIMM. And it's only 44 bucks. So presto. Nice and cheap, the amount of memory that we want, and we should have no problems with that. For storage, again, we'll keep it simple. No one's paid me to say it. This is my own money. If I'm willing to spend money on it, I have no issues with recommending it to you. So here, we'll just sort through this whole mess and go straight to the Western Digital WD10 EZ-EX Caviar Blue. I don't know if I mentioned it in some of the other videos, but the various different hard drives for Western Digital have different colors, you know, and they all mean something, you know, red, blue, green, black, purple. Let's see, red drives are network attached storage, so they're, you know, designed for servers. The purple is designed for, I believe, video surveillance. Blue is your regular user desktop. You know, it's designed to keep up with you. Green drives are typically slower, usually like 5400 RPMs, so that they don't use as much power, hence the green monitor. And black is meant to convey that these are the professional drives. Often they run at 10K to be able to keep up with the most demanding power user applications. In most cases, it's overkill. As long as you've got a, you know, SATA 3 interface on there, you know, and you're pumping it through at 6 gigabits, you know, a Caviar Blue is going to keep up with you just fine. And they have lots of other little colors where they Western Digital seems to love to have a confusing rainbow of colors. 9 times out of 10, a blue is just going to be just fine for you. I could put a green drive on here since this is going to sit in the corner and crunch videos. But I just didn't want to deal with the green at the moment. I was worried about seek times and other stuff, especially if I'm like trying to crunch videos at a decent rate. So I know that a blue will keep up with the system no matter what. I just don't want any problems. Plus, it's so cheap, $50. I'm not going to bother trying to find anything cheaper than that. You know, if I can get a blue for 50 bucks, that's what we're getting. Well, okay, that's after discounts. You know, at 56. No big deal. We don't need a video card because we're going to use the integrated video here in this processor. Like I said, remember, if you're planning on using this configuration for a home theater PC, consider a more powerful CPU. This little 1.3 gigahertz has a little bit of a trouble, according to some reviews that I've read, keeping up with full 1080p playback without dropping frames. So I wouldn't recommend it as a home theater PC, but it's okay as a regular workstation. You know, if your kids need a machine to do homework and, you know, do a little spreadsheets and Word documents, you know, and oh, I said Word. What am I saying? Ah, I should be flogged. I meant to say a LibreOffice document. Darn, what is it they call their word processor? I forgot. Sorry, but by day I have to deal with the Microsoft world because many businesses use Microsoft. Personally, if it's my money, I prefer free applications. LibreOffice all the way. I'll make a series of videos on LibreOffice. You can see how fantastic it is and say to yourself, why would I spend money when I can get this for free? Okay, off my free software rant. Now we need a case. Since we don't need a video card, we can go and skip that. Again, there are many good case manufacturers. They're all competent, I'm sure. I'm just going to skip to the case that has worked for me time and time again. It's cheap, it works. The NZXT Source 210. I happen to prefer white, so that's just a preference of mine. You can pick whatever color you want. Well, let's see, I think they only have black and white. Well, NZXT does have other cases if you're willing to pay more. I've got a red one here, too. For power supplies, again, many good manufacturers, but I'm just going to go with tried and true. That's not going to give me any trouble. And my favorite is Corsair. And in particular, for cheap ones, Corsair has their Builder series. Rather than the big professional ones, look at this, 430 watts, $24. Well, 25. Yeah, I just can't beat that. And it's an 80 bronze. So 80 plus bronze, if you're not familiar with it, you have bronze, silver, gold, platinum. The specifications indicate how efficient they are with power. Remember, this computer is going to sit in a corner all day long, crunch videos, and be available as a network share for incoming files. I'll probably also have it downloading things that take a long time and serve them up to computers on the network. So it'll be a focal point of files going in and out of the network, and for transcode video processing. So I need to have a power supply that won't break the bank if it's going to run day and night. 80 plus bronze is pretty good for that. And it's cheap. Oh, look at this. And they have a promo, $20 off at Newegg. If I can get it for $25, I'm going to be dancing for joy. I'm going to order this week, by the way. Like I said, we'll have unboxing videos for all of these. This is the really good thing about this site, is that it'll let you know about different rebates at different vendors, because like I said, they have no dog in the fight. And we can see a pricing history of all of this. And look at this. We have our complete computer, and after rebates, $217. If I'm too lazy to mail these in, $266. I can live with this. This is just fine for what amounts to, it's technically, in the configuration that I'm going to use it, this is basically going to be a little teeny server. It serves up a file share and does the little odd jobs. So this will be just fine. I'm going to put Linux Mint on it. It's going to have a Samba share. Both the Linux and Windows computers. In fact, I even have a Mac. I know. It was a gift. I didn't buy it myself. We'll all be able to attach to that share and share files in and out of it. So it'll basically provide a service to everyone. So I'm looking forward to all these parts arriving, and I really love the price. So this is a lot better than the bricks that I was originally going to use as my transcoding computer, because I can stuff a lot more into it. And if the 1 terabyte hard drive doesn't turn out to be enough space, I can always add another. Or heck, I can go crazy, go 2, 3 terabytes, just jam them in there. Linux Mint shouldn't care. And so I've got that extra SATA port, and they're SATA, like I said, 3.0, so they'll run at 6 gigabits. All right. Oh, by the way, to help you guys out, just in case you like my part list and you'd like to take a look at it, I'll go ahead and save it and provide the link in the description. And here, let's see, we'll create a new parts list. What should we call this? Joe's Dirt Cheap PC for January 2015. Sorry, my tongue is tired. Dirt Cheap PC for January 2015. Alright, talk to you guys later.